Apple is getting sued again for screwing you over. A Texas power company is going bankrupt, and Gatorade wants to lick your sweat. Yes, that's right, friends. Let's get into the hot news, the hottest tech news that you can find on the internet. I am your host, Brett. Let's get into the tech news today. But before we do, can you hit the like button with the ferocity of 1,000 gators licking your sweat glands, please? That'd be much appreciated. Also, get subscribed so that you never miss an episode of hot news. So let's start off with Apple being sued yet again for planned obsolescence. This time they're getting sued in the country of Portugal, where they are being sued for the iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 6S, and 6S Plus because it forced consumers to buy a new phone before they otherwise would have because of planned obsolescence with the battery. This obviously isn't the first time that this has happened or the first time that Apple has done something about it, because they decided to give people battery replacements for free. But the statement produced by a private consumer protection organization in Portugal says that Apple deliberately manipulated and without informing its users the performance of its most popular devices. In doing so, Apple forced several users to replace the battery of their devices or to buy a new smartphone. They're currently being sued for 7 million euro, or about 60 euro per phone in Portugal, because users had to replace their battery. We'll see if this develops. Apple kind of has already lost these lawsuits. They've already issued a mea culpa in fixing batteries elsewhere in the world, so this likely will pan out. It's not for current devices, but it's something that Apple is still paying for with the decisions that they made back then. And now, in case you want to be forced into planned obsolescence, you can do so in all 270 of Apple's US stores, because they are now open for the first time all at once since a year ago. It's March again, my friends. Since March 13th, 2020, not every single Apple store in the US has been open. Now that has changed. They all opened as of yesterday. Go get your iPhones, friends. Go try on AirPods and share them. Speaking of companies trying to avoid controversy, Verizon has apparently told users to turn off 5G in case they care about their battery life at all, but then they deleted the tweet. This came out from Verizon support saying that if you've noticed your battery life is draining faster than normal, one way to help conserve battery life is just to turn on LTE. When you do that, however, that's not just enabling LTE because it's enabled by default, but you're actually disabling 5G, and so it's making it so that you don't get the fastest network. Verizon wants you to turn off the feature that they're selling to everybody, because otherwise your phone's not going to last long enough. Good job, Verizon. Way to sell yourself. And speaking of power, Texas obviously had that huge winter storm that rolled through, as well as all of the power issues because the grid was frozen in certain places, not just because of the renewable energies, but also their non-renewable resources were frozen over as well, and they just weren't expecting it, which now we're starting to see more casualties come out of this. Texas Energy Co-op filing for bankruptcy after the storm, the largest power cooperative in Texas, filing for bankruptcy protection. Essentially, with this, they came out and said that they were in a very strong financial position at the beginning of February, and now they're filing for bankruptcy because they had a $2.1 billion bill that was due within a few days because of just exorbitant prices that were charged by ERCOT with regards to the power that they had to deliver. So now it's making it so that they're going bankrupt, and they don't want to pass the black swan financial event onto its members and their consumers and commence this bankruptcy to maintain the stability and integrity of its entire electric cooperative system. But hey, it's worth it to keep regulators out. Am I right or am I wrong? I don't know. You let me know down in the comments, but I know I'm right about lasers. They go pew pew. And researchers have built the fastest laser-based random number generator that can spit out 254 trillion random digits per second, more than 100 times faster than current computer RNG setups. And this obviously can be used for a lot of encryption stuff, especially after quantum computers are showing that our current encryption methods might not necessarily be suitable once, other organizations get access to quantum computers. So just having faster ways to encrypt things with random numbers is a good way moving forward. This was developed by researchers out of multiple universities and could potentially be coming soon to an encryption setup near you. They're coming for you. And rockets are coming for you. Rocket Lab announcing its plan for the Neutron, which is its 8-ton payload reusable rocket that they're going to launch from Virginia and that they're going to land. This is obviously part of the big space race that's currently going on right now in the world of reusable rockets, and Rocket Lab, as far as I remember, is also apparently going public soon because they're merging with another company in order to go public. Seems to be a trend lately where companies are are debuting in IPOs because of mergers and not necessarily because they're actually filing for getting on to whatever stock exchange. So we'll keep you updated on what happens with this and if this ever takes off, because currently they're planning on doing it in 2024. But I hope this takes off because Gatorade wants to lick you. They want to suckle on your sweet sweat glands. Gatorade's new GX sweat patch tests your sweat for smarter hydration. This is amazing. It's basically a QR code that you slap onto your sweat glands, and then it tells you if you're dehydrated or you got low sodium.
Be careful, children, that's a lot of sodium.
I just have to give credit to the writer of this article saying the sweat patch is applied to your left inner arm before a workout and slurps up sweat as you move, funneling the fluid through a color changing channel on the patch, which you then, get your smartphone camera to point at, and then it tells you, hey, you got lots of sodium. You got to fix that with some Gatorade. You drink the Gatorade, okay? Gatorade's good for you, not H2O. A lot of sucks. It really, really sucks. And the pricing on this sucks. $25 for 2 patches. They're single use. Apparently, the idea is that you're supposed to use them after each type of workout that you do. So let's say you do tennis and running, you use it once, and then you get an idea of what your sodium content is afterwards and whether or not you need a Gatorade, which I'm sure you do, and you're going to buy a Gatorade anyways if you're buying these patches for Gatorade to slurp your juice. Really, friends, this is just coming full circle. We were the ones who thought we were drinking Gatorade, but in reality, Gatorade was drinking us. And you can drink up more of your influencers on Instagram. They're coming out with a new feature, and by new, I mean stolen feature, of going live with multiple users in a single room. This is going to be called Live Rooms, where it's kind of like Twitch's squad streams, and you can have multiple influencers all live at the same time, and you can kind of listen in to their conversations. What is that like? Is that like Clubhouse? No, it's different because it's video, which means it's like Twitch, which no, it's different because it's not as gamery. Cool, your Twitch for basic people. And that's as basic as this episode of Hot News is gonna get, so why don't you get subscribed, hit the like button, my friends, or check out the first episode of Hot News right here. You can check out a playlist of any episode that you missed this week right over here. And with that being said, I'm your Brett host. Slurp that like button, you know you want to, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episodes, my friends. Cheers.